Hey, look at that. Batteries are still good. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Out on the field again. I have a little bit of work to do out here today. I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to do out here. Get some brush out of the way before things leaf out and turns into a jungle again. I can still kind of see the lay of the land. So that is the plan for today. We got the old tumble bug and the cultivator sitting out here right where we parked them last fall. I tell you what, there's been all kinds of activity out here. We've had turkeys, we've had deer, we've had an old tom turkey all puffed up. That's what these fine little scratches are on the ground. He's had his plumage, his feathers all fanned out, and he's been strutting it for the ladies. I tell you, kicking around out here, like how nice and dry this is. That's exactly what I was hoping for this area right here. Took lots of good sand out of that hill. Don't see a lot of evidence of frost heaving or anything like that. A little bit up in there where it gets kind of a clay mixture, but I don't have to worry about that area. This is where the burn pile was last year. I might be popping a bunch of videos up here from back then if you guys would so choose to take a walk down memory lane. Pretty happy with how cleanly that burned. I just had a few stumps in there that were packed just full enough of dirt it didn't quite take, but I can haul those out of here easy. And another goal is to get a lot of this old farm iron out of here. This stuff has been slowly being taken over by Mother Nature. It's been sitting out here ever since I've had the place, and I've kind of looked at it once or twice, but I need to get it out of my way now because all this brush behind it and that way is what I want to get rid of. These two wheels I just set here out of the way last year. I think they're off of an old side delivery rake or something, but we have an old horse-drawn sickle mower right here. You see the bar sticking up. See if I can trip on something. I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like these old cast iron wheels, kind of neat. Toolbox lid here. Get all the briars off of it. I don't know if you're going to pick it up on camera. It's a Minnesota. Bit of a bracket or a holder for an oil can. Interesting. Wow, that thing is spring loaded and it still works. It surprised me. Miscellaneous little hardware in there. Kind of a time capsule. Looks like it's got some IH guards on it. Sickle sections are gone. That's pretty much to be expected on these. I think there's a hitch underneath this grass in here. And some more big rocks. I grow those like crazy. We have, looks like some old running gear on steel. Some sort of, it's a heavy pipe. I don't know. Well, I think it's part of a boom. You can see some bracework here. I bet that square section would have went in here. We'll have a better look at it once we get it out. Back into the running gear on steel. Lots of brush starting to take it over. Looks like some cultivator stuff here. We'll have to get this ripped out to really know. This looks like maybe some sort of a toolbar for a cultivator attachment. It's got some clamps on here. We'll get this stuff ripped out of here, have a better look. I see we got some more stuff, some wheels and maybe some old sled parts up there. Let's get at it. Well, that didn't go too badly. Got it up here on the edge of the field. We're parked next to Mr. Number 8, 2 bottom. We came from way down there with it. At least it's out of my way here. But I'll just give it a little bit of a look. Neat foot pedal on this thing. I don't know what that was for. I've never operated one of these things, but seat has seen better days. Look at that old piece of barbed wire on there. No telling how old that is. Why it was put there. That lever's pretty well locked up. Wheels are pretty well locked up too. I gave them a little bit of a spin when I had it up in the air. I got a little backlash on the gears here, but our gearbox and differential is completely seized. But look at those spokes. All cast iron. I just love it. Must have chunked a little edge out on a rock or something at one time. Look at this. I think that's a little oil cap. Yeah, it is. Built right into the cast. Held on with a cotter pin at the base. Simple, but just cool as heck. I wonder if this, oh, that cover opens. Spring hatch, or spring hasp still works. I think some mice have been living in there, guys. Wow. You know, not horrible tooth wear on there, though. Must be some kind of a ratcheting clutch. I think this lever might have had something to do with this fork in or out engagement. Yeah, I can tell why that doesn't turn. Wow. Can't believe that spring still works. M108 must be a casting number. Oh look, here's another oil cap. Look at that. Another one down here. 2 of them, I think. One here and one there. And some wire holding some stuff together. Minnesota number 3, it looks like. Model number. It's neat. Tin guard still in place on the gearing. We just have a bunch of other parts. Here's where the pitman arm would have attached right here. Interesting ring. I don't know if that's part of this, but that might have been off an old wheel. Pitman arm would have attached here. Ran the sickle. This thing's been in the ground for a long time. Plenty of dirt and roots. All kinds of stuff to clean out of there. I tried to kind of place it on a couple of rocks here to hopefully keep it off the ground a little bit. Okay, that was part of the lift there. This chain would have went down here. Lifted right there. Wow, this is neat. Like I said, these are a lot of IH rock guards on here. They must have been a direct fit. That's probably a 5-foot bar, maybe. Take a look at this toolbox again. Sure didn't expect that return spring to still work, but I don't know, some piece of metal. Old plow bolt, head wore down. The old square nuts. Unidentifiable piece of something, maybe broken, I don't know. That is cool. A couple of cotter pins in there. Like I said, time capsule. So that's the first piece. I probably won't spend so much time on the other ones. The rest of it's kind of junky. We'll just have a look at what I get out of there when I'm done. Okay, all has been going well so far. I ripped a little bit of brush out of here so I can get to this last piece back here, well, last pile of pieces. And looking at it, there's some old conveyor stuff here. I don't know if it's out of a manure spreader or hard to say, could be anything. Looks like a couple of old steel bands for old wooden wheels. And this is definitely, I think they called it a dray back in the day, basically a sled. I think this is the wooden piece off the end of the sickle mower we hauled out. Yeah, because these are the brackets right here. We have, let's see, it would have been made out of wood. This curved piece here is like the bottom skid, the wearable piece of steel plate. Here's another one. You can see where it kind of hooks around at the front. That would have been the bottom of it. A lot of it's pretty bent up. Brackets are there yet. All kinds of those. And it looks like they're on some piece of steel grate. So I'm hoping I could get under here with the forks, pick the whole thing up at once. I don't know if I can bite in that hard though. Okay, so on the other side of the tractor down there is where we pulled all that stuff from. Show you what I did with it. I just put the running gear here up by the big rock pile. Pretty twisted up. This thing, of course, rough treatment over the years. Only has 3 wheels on it, but I'm pretty sure this other one is the 4th. We're missing the whole spindle and everything from here. Had swivel bunks on it, a whole steering system. I set this in here to kind of mark where the old trash pile was, where the old dump was for any old farm on this place 80 to 100 years ago. When it turns green, you can't see any of this stuff is even here. But plenty of old rusty cans. I've picked a few kind of interesting oil cans out of here. But there's some broken glass over here. This is an area that I really have to clean up. There. From here I can see, well, the water must have gotten into that one. Plenty of the consumables in here. But I've picked a lot of old bottles out of here. Look at that. I think that one's, nope, I was going to say it's good, but it's got a hole in it. Most of the ones I've taken out of here were pretty good, though. Some other interesting, oh, here's another one. I think that one's good yet. Looks like we're 1954 on that one. Might bring it home. But we got a bunch of stuff here. Old Red Wing crock. Used to be a 12-gallon. It's all broken pieces now. But yeah, lots of old history in here from that old farmstead. Here's a cast iron frying pan. Got a crack in it, but you know, all kinds of stuff in here. Needs to be cleaned out. Found some kind of an old angle drive gearbox laying back in there. Doesn't turn. Not sure what it was from. Here's that old boom. That's exactly what it is. It's a homemade affair. The bottom brace is a cutting edge, which I don't know if I could salvage anything off there or not. It never looks like it was used as a cutting edge, but they welded this square pipe or square tube in there. This went inside there. You can see they were lifting things and tweaked it quite good. Welded on a chain hook there. Some other deal there. About the only piece on it I'm probably not going to scrap is this end ball pivot. Thing's kind of ridiculous. I might save that off of there, but I think the rest of that's junk. Sure enough, that's an old dray. That's old sled stuff. They use that in the woods in the winter around here, logging a lot. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. That might be swap meet stuff, but I'm going to keep it on that that steel grate for now. We've already covered the old mower. I utilized some more of my rocks. This is kind of a neat toolbar cultivator, and looking at it, you can see the case, eagle, and globe. So this is all case stuff here. Kind of neat. Over on this one, I don't know if you can see in the shadow, upside down eagle and globe. So kind of neat. It's not a cobbled up affair. It all looks factory. Again, have no idea what I'm going to do with it. Just kind of cool. Here's an old horse-drawn. Looks like some kind of a cultivator. It would skid on the bottom pieces down here. Typical horse hitch on the front, and this lever's bent, but that's how you would adjust the pitch of all the cultivator spring teeth. That's also kind of neat. all ghosts of the past. So we're leaving the edge of the field right now. Just come along here with me for a bit. Speaking of history, I can show you. Just kind of keep note of how far into the woods we're going here. A lot of this stuff was all used for farmland back in the day. Everything where I'm walking right now, I'm pretty sure was pasture. It's all been grown up, overtaken by Mother Nature. Bear with me, guys, we're just about there. Where we pulled all that stuff from was just beyond the trees over there. Give you an idea where we're at. Okay, so we're probably a good 300 feet in off of the field edge. I want to show you these two big oaks. I call them the old couple. Just give you an idea how far in they used to do things. You can see the old couple are joined by barbed wire strands right through the trees, darn near through the middle of them. 3-strand fence. I don't know how long that's been here. You can see they come out the other side and then they disappear down into the earth. So at one point in time, I'm pretty sure this was at least pasture land from here all the way out to the field. I don't know that it was ever hayed, but that could have been 50, 60 years ago, and all these trees could have grown that much since then. So Mother Nature overtakes. She never quits trying. And of course, at this point, I'm done trying to open up more hayland, you know, more field. I'm perfectly happy leaving all this wooded like this. But like I said, all that implements, all that equipment up there, those implements, that old barbed wire you find out in the woods, all ghosts of progress. Okay, back to civilization again. Did I mention how much I love the fact that this is all dry in here? Gosh, exactly what I was going for. Anyway, we can start ripping brush now. I need to get everything from behind that pile and off that way cleared out of here. Well, everybody, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Accomplished my goal, at least what I set out to do. Everything from that dirt pile over to the field edge here, I pretty much got cleared. Ended up with 2 pretty good brush piles here, each one as tall as I am. This isn't going to be their home. The more I look at this, the more I'd like to kind of clear out in here on the other side of these rocks, get that dead snag popple out of there, and get all of this encroachment ripped out. Put my burn pile right in this area right here this year. You can see kind of this trench right here. I think that's an old dead furrow from the last time the people before me plowed this field. And you can see how much encroachment has went on since then, all the way out to here. So I kind of like clean this little corner too, but we're getting this opened up a little bit. looking a lot better in here. We had all the iron sitting right in here where this pile is this morning. And like I said, it's getting some operating room here, some room to work. I can get rid of that topsoil pile, bring it down in here. I still got to get a lot of this stuff out, but it's looking better. Last year was about establishing a toe hold in here. This year is about making myself some room to work. So hopefully by the end of this summer I'll have this little piece of land to where it pretty much takes care of itself. Lots of work left, but I'm already ahead of the game this year. I think it was July before I got in here last year, so things are off to a good start. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tune in again.